The dusty roads of Ouagadougou shimmered under the relentless Burkina Faso sun, a fitting stage for a story of hearts caught in a storm of love and duty. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the young president of the transition, stood tall in his military uniform, his eyes often scanning the horizon, not just for threats to his nation, but for a glimpse of the woman who had silently captured his heart, Beyonce. Beyonce had arrived in Burkina Faso 6 months ago, her global foundation partnering with local communities to build schools. Her voice, a beacon of hope, had filled village squares with songs of resilience. But it was her quiet moments sitting with children, laughing under the baobab trees, that stole Ibrahim's heart. He was married, a union of duty to a woman he respected but never truly loved. His wife, Amina, sensed the distance growing between them. But Ibrahim's heart had already betrayed him. He loved Beyonce in silence, his every glance a confession he could never voice. Yet, lately, he noticed a softness in Beyonce's eyes when she looked at him, a spark that made his chest ache with hope and guilt. Scarlett Johansson, on the other hand, had come to Burkina Faso to film a documentary on women's resilience in conflict zones. She and Ibrahim had worked closely, their late-night discussions about security reforms turning into stolen moments of vulnerability. Scarlett fell hard for Ibrahim, his strength, his quiet passion for his people, the way his voice softened when he spoke of his dreams for a peaceful Burkina Faso. And Ibrahim, torn as he was, couldn't deny the pull he felt towards Scarlett. Her laughter was a balm to his war-weary soul, and soon their hands brushed too often. Their smiles lingered too long. Scarlett knew about his marriage, but she also knew Ibrahim's heart was a battlefield of its own. The tension came to a head one evening, at a cultural festival in a small village. The air was thick with the scent of shea butter and the rhythm of djembe drums. Beyonce, radiant in a flowing white dress, sang a haunting melody that brought tears to the crowd's eyes. Ibrahim stood at the edge of the gathering, his heart swelling with love for her. Scarlett, in a simple blue dress, stood nearby, her gaze fixed on Ibrahim, a mix of longing and frustration in her eyes. She had sensed Beyonce's growing feelings for him, and it tore at her. The two women, once allies in their humanitarian work, now found themselves rivals for a man who could never fully be theirs. As Beyonce's song ended, she stepped down from the makeshift stage, her eyes locking with Ibrahim's. She walked toward him, her heart pounding. "Ibrahim," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I've tried to fight it, but I can't. I feel something for you, something I've never felt before." Her words were a dagger to Scarlett, who had overheard. She stepped forward, her voice sharp with emotion. "Beyonce, you know he's married, and you know how I feel about him. Why are you doing this?" Beyonce's eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean for this to happen, Scarlett. I've tried to stop it, but every time I see him, every time he speaks about his dreams for this country, I fall deeper." Scarlett's voice broke as she turned to Ibrahim. "And you? Do you love her too? Or is it just me you've been lying to?" Ibrahim's face crumpled, the weight of their words crushing him. "I never meant to hurt either of you," he said, his voice raw. "Beyonce, I've loved you since the moment I saw you, but I'm bound by duty. Scarlett, you've brought light to my darkest days, and I care for you more than I can say. But I'm a man torn between my country, my marriage, and the two of you." He looked at them both, his eyes glistening. "I don't deserve either of you." The festival continued around them, but the three stood frozen in their shared pain. Beyonce reached out, touching Ibrahim's arm. "I see the way you look at me, Ibrahim. I know you feel it too, but I can't be the reason you break your vows." She turned to Scarlett, her voice softening. "I'm sorry, Scarlett. I never wanted to hurt you." Scarlett's tears fell freely now. "I love you, Ibrahim, but I can't keep pretending I'm enough for you when your heart is with her." She stepped back, her voice barely a whisper. I'll finish my documentary and leave. You both deserve to figure this out without me." Ibrahim's heart shattered as Scarlett walked away, her silhouette fading into the crowd. Beyonce stayed, her hand still on his arm, but the joy of her confession was tainted by the sorrow of Scarlett's departure. "Ibrahim," she said softly, "I'll stay in Burkina Faso for as long as I can. But you need to decide what you truly want for yourself, for your country, for your family." Days turned into weeks, and Ibrahim wrestled with his choices. Scarlett returned to the U.S., her documentary a quiet tribute to Burkina Faso's strength, but her heart remained broken. Beyonce continued her work, her love for Ibrahim growing, but she kept her distance, giving him space to heal. Ibrahim, meanwhile, stood alone under the stars each night, whispering apologies to the wind for the wife he couldn't love fully, for the woman he'd let go, and for the one he longed to hold but couldn't. His love for Beyonce burned brighter than ever, but it was a flame he could never touch, a shadow of what could have been in a different life. The story of their love remained unspoken, a quiet ache carried in the hearts of three people who had come together to heal a nation, only to find their own hearts torn apart.